What's up everyone, Dan here, Crypto Capital Venture, September 14th, 2019. Want to do a Bitcoin video really quickly going over where we are coming to this apex of this symmetrical triangle that we've been tracking for Bitcoin. I tweeted just a little bit ago, and I actually just tweeted this. I said, Bitcoin to 10,900 would be interesting to see. Breaking that could be the catalyst to the BTC run everyone wants. Maybe not everyone. I mean, if you're shorting Bitcoin, I guess you don't want a bull run right now, but let's talk about that tweet. So like I said, coming into this apex of this symmetrical triangle, I mentioned the other day that I really think that a pretty strong dramatic move is getting ready to happen for Bitcoin. Historically, as we come into apex of certain patterns, it happens, especially when you have a lot of confluence going on in a moving average scenario. So here's a 50 moving average. We've been getting kind of this resistance over the last month or so. And right now, you know, it's torn in terms of what Bitcoin is going to do next. People are torn on that. Obviously, resistance at the 50 moving average is a little bit concerning, but I want to throw this out there. If you remember, we had our massive break out of the bottom of the bear market. Bitcoin was seeing some resistance for a while under the 50 moving average. That was concerning. But that day that we got, February 18th, we got that break above the 50 moving average on the daily chart with a bunch of daily closes above the 50 moving average. That was extremely bullish. So coming to where we are right now, we're looking for kind of a similar thing to happen. Will we get that daily strong break above the 50 moving average? Back then in February, it was like a 10% break above the 50 moving average. That's what we would want to see where we are right now. So price range wise, from where we are right now, 10%, just to give you an idea, would bring us out of this symmetrical triangle. I mentioned 10,900 in that tweet simply because if you look at the charts here, we kind of have a couple swing highs as Bitcoin's trying to complete this pattern right around 10,900 swing high resistance. Now, if you saw a video the other day, I posted a chart. I forget. I'll put a link in the description below so you can check it out. Somebody else charting this inverse head and shoulder potentially setting up, right? So that 10,900 kind of in that vicinity of the neckline, right? So we're potentially setting up a right shoulder with this higher low on the symmetrical triangle as the right shoulder setup. Will we get a break? That's kind of what I wanted to do this video on, exploring that question. Right now, if we go to the 4 hour, which I don't always do, if you look at the 4 hour, you can kind of see as we're entering in this apex, here's our 10,900 resistance up here. Bitcoin kind of poised to make a move, at least to test that area. Right now, almost 10,400. The thing I'm most interested in on this 4 hour chart is kind of this RSI down here, the momentum of Bitcoin. You can kind of see right at this line around 50 to 60 in this vicinity. Bitcoin, anything above it has made a swing high, right? This was a larger swing high. We have kind of on the RSI, a smaller swing high back here, but swing high nonetheless. These two moves on the RSI were the 10,900 runs, these swing highs that we got. So right now, Bitcoin kind of at this area of waiting to see if we're going to get another swing high, just out and above that 60 line on the RSI on the 4 hour. I'm really curious to see what happens if Bitcoin does make a run for another swing high to 10,900. Resistance there and a move back down, especially this late into the apex of the triangle. So like kind of a move like this back down would be very concerning, right? We'd be really testing this lower trend line once again around $10,000, a break below $10,000. Definitely not a good sign for Bitcoin, mainly because just that mental aspect of things, right? And then we have our longer term potential falling wedge that could play out with a lower low all the way down here. That's a worst case scenario for many people. Let's see what happens. Wanted to share my thoughts with you today. If you're here and you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you as part of the channel. I appreciate you coming by. Have an awesome day and God bless.